Yo, what's up guys, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be checking out ITZY's MV for Swipe. Now, last time around we checked out their title track MV for LOCO. Now, I sure went crazy for that song. I remember being all over for the teen crush concept with that ITZY signature twist to it. But I most importantly loved how they took the Moonbaton route with Galactica, adding in some trap elements, adding even some Latin elements into it to spice things up and all, unlike anything I've heard from them in the past. And I like how they took that route to the point where LOCO has become one of my top favorite title tracks, believe it or not, by ITZY today. So that got me excited how Swipe's gonna go. Definitely checking this out before I check out the rest of the first full album called Crazy in Love, when I do a full-on review to their first full album. But yeah, I got me curious here because Swipe got an MV and on. I shall see why it did and such. So with that being said, let's just get into it, shall we? All right, ITZY Swipe. I'm seeing Yeji in the first frame here. I really love this first frame with Yeji, seems to be drawing and such, but I got the English captions on and all. Let's go. Ooh, these trap elements at the start here. Oh, 루진. 근데 얘나 here. Interesting. I love how there's just a dirty groove in the instrumental, but ooh. But I like how they add to the mood with the delivery of their lines and that attitude in this. Oh, okay. Hey. This seems very trendy with it in terms of the scenes that I'm seeing right now about swiping on your phone and all. And we saw some TikTok scenes. Whoa, what is going here? It's buffering here. Really works with how the instrumental's going now. Okay. Really love the choreo for this. The scenes and how they were shot and the transitions. And I dig the lyrics quite a lot, to be honest. Interesting. Love the aesthetics, the typography and such, and the colors used in this. Everything popped here and there, and especially the members as well. Like the whole swipe thing in the choreo is just so, it's such a killer point in the choreography, which makes it quite iconic and memorable. With that being said though, There is quite a bit to talk about, from what I love from the concept teen crush attitude, gritty vibe that I'm getting in this, the being trendy and all with Swipe. And then there are some moments in the song that I do dig, but there are some moments in the song from a musical standpoint, probably just due to because of taste and a liking of kind of style of music. I, for one, am not a huge fan of like sort of those sampling of hyper pop elements, those high pitched like parts in this song. I don't think they really add much to the song. Like, sure, maybe with the attitude, but the sort of like chirpy kind of sampling that adds this sort of teeter totter effect to the song, I don't think it adds much to it. I think maybe a different kind of sampling could have been done, or maybe added ad-libs in there, or maybe more impactful percussion instruments. But aside from that, I really want to talk about positives of the song and the MV before I get into the minor things that really take away from the liking of my song, and probably taste preference in terms of this song. I could see why this was brought up with an MV and such. It's quite trendy and flashy with it, and I feel like it leans more on the trendier end compared to LOCO, where it had a good mixture of ITZY, some trendy themes in that one and such, but also with a very, not very, but a couple of older gen style of K-pop elements and how it was arranged and stuff in that song for LOCO. But for Swipe here, right away, what I can say that I dig about this song is the phrasing, and how the phrasing works in this song, and how the lyrics were done in this song, and which member came after the other. Just the overall dynamic in the song, how the members worked off each other, and the attitude they brought into this was really nice, very suiting to this song. And I feel like, yeah, we do get that pandering type of thing, back and forth teeter-totter thing, that I do not necessarily like taste-wise, which I'll talk about later, but I think it works so well with the choreo and such. But what I also, though, like about this song is how there are some moments that I dig in it, you know, some minor moments in the song, the elements, such as the trap elements used in this right from the get-go to set the tone, and how it continues to be that driving part in the song in brief moments of the song. And then I think I do dig this sort of carnival-like synth that adds to the back and forth teeter-totter motion to the song of swiping left, swiping right, swiping up, swiping down. And that being said, I loved in the how when it's sort of that swipe down motion, right away we got into Rujin in this MV and such. Now, as for the takeaways, the negatives on my end, due to music taste, most likely, and not by any means of what ITZY done in here, because I really loved the dance, really loved how the vocals were done in this, especially by Yeji in this particular one, and Yuna in the mix as well. I think it's just really due to how it has this teeter-totter type of motion to it, where it is pandering pretty consistently, and it doesn't lead into anything, which leads to things that are being left to be desired. Like, I wish, this certain section, like the second verse went off and transitioned smoothly onto the next section right after, or how the pre-chorus was hit into the chorus. I just do not dig these kind of teeter-totter type of songs. I have listened to teeter-totter type of songs that really work for me taste-wise, but in this case, with the sampling, the high-pitched noises that add to it and such, I don't really dig it. I feel like maybe they could have replaced it with more impactful percussion instruments, maybe add in some synth strings or something like that. So I do think that ITZY went with the pop route here, but more so adding in some hyper pop elements in this. And don't get me wrong, I've heard artists work hyper pop based songs in the past before, and I think a really good example of that is TXT's Frost. Like, sure, it doesn't go full on hyper pop to the point where you hear TXT using auto tune throughout the entire song and just making weird high pitched noises with their voices and ad libs and such. But I feel like that song really works and really sticks. It doesn't mean that it has crazy longevity to that song, but it has like a sort of 8 out of 10 longevity if I were to rank it on a scale here. So ITZY Swipe, all in all, really good. I think this is, in terms of the overall song production and stuff, it's like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me. It doesn't quite hit the mark. There are moments that I wish that we got more of in this song, but I'm gonna have to bring up the MV here to really point out those positives and takeaways from this song. But for the MV, really well done. See, I really love how it starts, you know, with the intro into verse 1 right here. This was so cool how the just the step right there with Rujin, the foot. I love how is that sort of swipe motion right here. That swipe motion right here. Very clean with it. I'm like, okay, I'm getting what you're putting down at the start here. And then another part on the stomp there with Yuna, that 808 bass hidden at the same time. See what I'm saying? The MV works so well with this song. I think this sound, like, ITZY pulls off really well, and by no means this is a representation of them, of who they are, but I think this really works for people's taste who dig this kind of music and such, and that's by no means that is not a bad thing at all. But really, I like the aesthetics, the border aesthetics with the checkered borders, of course the sort of TikTok get up going on here, but the swipe swipe swipe, that stare, look at that, quite flashy with the outfits. In this one scene, the clouds. Now, this is where I got lost. I'm like, what is going on? Okay, sure, maybe I get used to this after 5 or 6 listens, but I don't think it's like a huge standout moment in the song. I don't think it, personally for me, it doesn't add to the song. Sure, it adds like to the style that's doing to the swipe, the sort of like teeter-totter motion that I was mentioning heavily, the motion and movement of this overall song. But it's quite, how do I say this, takeaway in the song with the high pitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish it was just the 808 bass. This was really cool with the Google Maps thing with Yuna into this Lamborghini. Really love that line there. Even though it may have been quite predictable with this line here, it works. It really sticks with Rujin's line here. Vibe. Please don't get my vibe. So overall, I think the amount of syllables for the lyrics in this song was done really well. The trend with the swiping on the mirror. Woo. See what I'm saying? There's moments where I'm like, oh, I dig this, and then moments like I'm like, what is going on? So there is still moments in this song to appreciate, even though you and I may not Really dig this kind of music or style of music. This was very trippy, I've got to admit. How it goes in here, these distorted elements get like, let me listen this out. Sort of like a revving of the synths or something of some sort, but like this sort of distorted kind of effect going on in the instrumental with the buffering. I think it really works hand in hand with the MV. But I don't totally dig, to be honest, like this part of the section in the song. But then when Rujin comes in with her lines into Yeji here, I really dig, and then we get this. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of pandering in this song. There's a lot of good moments in it, but then it's like, what? What is going on now? This was dope, though, I've got to admit. The finale and all. This was cool. Just to wrap things up in the song and the choreo and such. Yeah, I think overall, yeah, they, based on just solely, mind you, both songs, LOCO and Swipe, and how these two songs, LOCO and Swipe, being drastically different from each other, but still touching upon that teen crush concept. It seems like probably the album is very teen crush based, I'd have to say, but I shall see for myself when I dive into that full-on review. I did hear some mixed feelings about the album. Some of y'all saying hit or miss for the tracks. Some people liking a good amount of tracks on the album. Some people liking a couple, and some having that one song that they truly dig so much, and even wish to the point that there was an MV for one of those tracks. But I shall see for myself and all. And I think I want to go back on my point about ITZY working this kind of style of music so well. I feel like this style of music is done often, and the motion of pandering here and there in a song by a lot of boy groups and girl groups these days. I'm not saying all of them, but this is what I'm not getting, what some of them are putting down. But in this case, for ITZY Swipe, I'm getting what they're putting down. The MV works so well with the song. The overall concept tied along to it works well with the song. And the transitions and the effects added in the song. The percussion instruments, really wish there was more to make more impactful moments. Maybe instead of this distorted effects, add epic drums or horns in this, or add horns maybe here and there throughout the song or something like that, to really make things not have means to like no ends to them, you know. I'm trying to say with the whole teeter-totter effect, like really try to teeter-totter it and then build up for that amazing bridge into final chorus. But yeah, I think the only thing is really just the high-pitched sampling of the squeaking noises coming from what we hear a lot in the hyper pop genre. But hey, y'all, let me know your thoughts of ITZY's Swipe. Please don't, you know, take my things in my thoughts into mind that much. If you really dig this song, those are just my thoughts and just my personal taste, I'd have to say, and also from a musical standpoint at the same time. But yeah, 7.5, 8 out of 10, maybe goes into a 8.5 as I listen to it more and actually watch this MV even more. I really dig the MV and the choreo tied along to it. I can't emphasize that enough. But I do love how there is more showcase of certain members in this one compared to into LOCO and such. I think there was a good amount of showcasing of Yeji skill sets. Rujin always just doing her thing, but Chanyoung's vocals was really smooth in terms of delivery in this one at the same time. But hey, Take care, everyone. Be sure to like, share, and maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much and just warms my heart connecting with Midseas in the comment section down below. As I also say throughout my videos, be sure to have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you are. This has been Garrison, though, and peace.